Here, the royal household in Khethomthandayo Palace continues to receive mourners who have come to pay their respects following the passing of King Zwelithini on Friday. Newsroom Africa reporter Mbali Tetani is there with the latest. Mbali, take us through what's happening at the royal palace currently.
Well, Ntantla, mourners continue to make their way to the royal house of Khethomthandayo here in Nongoma. Of course, this follows the very sad news of the passing of King Zwelithini. Now, I must show you, Ntantla, that there is a bit of a hive of activity here as a number of mourners make their way. We do understand that senior princes have come to this area, and of course there are also local district mayors from the Zululand district. But Ntantla, it is a hive of activity. There is preparations underway to, of course, hold this ceremony and this service, as we do understand that he passed away yesterday. At the same time, we understand that his body will be making his way to the Nongoma area, and of course this body, the body of King Zwelithini, is expected to make its way to the 6 royal houses. Of course, 5 of those, of course, are being in Ulundi and another one here in Nongoma. But just to give us a bit more insight into what is happening today, and of course how the Zulu nation and the Zulu people here in this area are feeling right now, we are joined by Ubab Dumisani. Ubab Dumisani, this news came at a time where a number of people were saddened by the fact that he was already in hospital. As somebody who was very close to the king, how did you receive the news of his passing?
Really, when we received the news of his passing, we were very, very devastated. It was heartbreaking, and we are in deep mourning for the loss of His Majesty the King of the Zulus. We loved him. He did many things for us, culturally, educationally. And when it comes to peace, during the 80s and the early 90s, there was this fighting between the political parties, and he was very, very instrumental in bringing about peace amongst the people of KwaZulu-Natal. And when it comes to education, His Majesty built many schools, and he took an active part in the education of the children in his area and also in KwaZulu-Natal generally. He encouraged the matriculants towards the end of the year and also invited those who are about to leave school to be exposed to different careers. So people were invited from the tertiary institutions, from the universities, and from the Tibet colleges for them to expose those who are about to leave school to these different fields of work when they leave school. He was also a very keen farmer. What we liked about him was that he did things for himself. He was the king that led by example. When you go to Usutu, there is a farming project there. He was active in that one, and so people could copy what he was doing for their own benefit.
Now, you've mentioned a number of things that have been done by King Zwelithini, and one of the issues that you've also touched on is this issue around him being a unifier, coming to the fore to come and bring parties together and bringing peace to this area and this province. Is this something that, as people who are very close to him and the Zulu nation, is something that you're very proud of him for?
We're very, very proud of that because prior to his intervention, people were not divided according to political factions. And because of him, because he is, by virtue of his position above politics, he was able to unify his people of KwaZulu-Natal. And as it is now, we go freely anywhere where we want to go. Some time ago, there were areas that could not be visited because of these factions, with areas which we used to refer to as Alupatwa, But now I can go everywhere without fear because he brought this about.
And how do you choose to remember him going forward?
I choose to remember him out, sort of pray that people follow his example. They do what he did for us. I think that would sort of pay a great tribute to what he did to his people.
Thank you very much. Of course, that is somebody who worked very closely with King Zwelithini there, just talking about the legacy that he leaves behind. And one that is quite striking there is the issue around how he brought unity, especially in the Zulu kingdom during the height of political battles in this area. And just saying that he was somebody who led by example, and he continued to show that. And this is something that he takes away from his legacy. But in Nhlanhla, we do know that his body will no longer lie in state, so it won't make its way to his home anymore. But we know that instead it will go to the mortuary here in Nongoma. And of course, this is as the royal house observes those COVID-19 protocols in Nhlanhla. But we know that before it makes its way to the mortuary, it will go around the area and to all the royal households.
Bali, before I let you go, let's also speak on developments regarding the circumstances on the king's death. We are receiving reports that he may have passed away from COVID-19 related complications. Is there any truth to this?
Well, Nhlanhla, we do know that this is something that they had communicated much earlier on, that he had COVID-19, but it's something that even the members of this royal house say that it's something that he overcame. And we know that, and this is confirmation that we have seen even from the statements coming out from the family, saying that he died from complications of diabetes. We know that there are those reports making the round, but we have not been able to confirm those reports in Nhlanhla. But what has been confirmed is the fact that he died from diabetes complications.
Well, that was our Newsroom Africa reporter Mbali Tetani giving us an update there from Khethomthandayo Palace. So let's move to this now.